welcome to Mia's Stories. Make sure to subscribe to never miss an update, and a lucky chance to video chat with me. As I sat nervously on the edge of my bed, I couldn't believe what was happening to me. My 80-year-old neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, had just entered my room and caught me in a vulnerable moment. She had always been a kind and caring woman, but now she was holding something that would change my life forever, a pair of lacy panties. "I saw you walking home from the bar last night, young man," she began, her voice stern but not unkind. "And I couldn't help but notice your skinny legs and the way your pants clung to your hips. It's time you learned a lesson about being a man." Before I could protest, she had forced the panties onto me, tugging them up to my waist and smirking as she admired her handiwork. I felt exposed and humiliated, but I couldn't deny the fact that the fabric was soft against my skin and the lace tickled my inner thighs. Mrs. Jenkins continued to lecture me, telling me how pathetic I was for not being a real man, how I needed to embrace my feminine side if I wanted to be truly successful in life. As she spoke, she slowly began to transform me, using makeup and feminine clothing to make me look more and more like a woman. At first, I was horrified. I fought against her every step of the way, but she was too strong for me. She forced me to wear a dress, to put on high heels, to apply lipstick and mascara. And as she did, something strange began to happen. I started to feel something. A sense of excitement, of anticipation, of pure, unadulterated pleasure. As the transformation was complete, Mrs. Jenkins stepped back to admire her handiwork. I stood before her in a stunning red dress, my long blonde hair flowing down my back. She smiled, proud of what she had done. "There you are, my dear," she said. "A beautiful young woman, ready to take on the world. Now go out there and make me proud." With that, she left the room, leaving me alone to process what had just happened. I was still confused and scared, but I couldn't deny the fact that I felt incredible. The dress hugged my curves in all the right places, and the heels made me feel tall and confident. As I walked out of my room and into the world, I realized that Mrs. Jenkins had been right all along. I was finally embracing who I truly was, and it felt amazing. As I walked out of my room and into the world, I couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. I was finally embracing who I truly was, and it felt amazing. My 80-year-old neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, had forced me to wear a dress, high heels, and makeup, transforming me into a stunning young woman. At first, I was horrified and fought against her every step of the way, but as she completed the transformation, something strange began to happen. I started to feel something. It was a sense of excitement, of anticipation, of pure, unadulterated pleasure. As I walked down the street in my beautiful red dress, I couldn't help but feel confident and empowered. People stared at me as I passed by, their eyes wide with amazement. Some whispered to each other, wondering why a young man would be wearing a dress. I couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement as I realized that I was standing out from the crowd. As I made my way to the coffee shop, I couldn't help but feel a sense of freedom. I had always been a bit of a rebel, but this was something different. This was me finally embracing who I truly was. When I arrived at the coffee shop, I took a seat at the counter and ordered my coffee. The barista looked at me with a mixture of curiosity and admiration as he took my order. "You look beautiful," he said, his voice soft and genuine. "I've never seen anyone pull off a dress quite like you." I blushed, feeling both embarrassed and grateful for his compliment. As I sipped my coffee, I couldn't help but feel a sense of peace. For the first time in a long time, I was truly happy with who I was. As the day went on, I found myself feeling more and more comfortable in my new skin. I shopped for clothes and makeup, feeling a sense of excitement every time I found something new. At night, I went out with my friends, dressed in my finest dress and heels. They were all surprised to see me in this new light, but they quickly accepted me for who I was. As the weeks went by, I found myself falling more and more in love with my new identity. I was no longer the awkward, uncomfortable young man who was always trying to fit in. I was finally free to be who I truly was, and it felt amazing. I don't know where this journey will take me, but I do know that I'm excited to find out. Mrs. Jenkins may have forced me into this new life, but she also gave me the gift of true happiness. And for that, I will be forever grateful. If you enjoyed this story and want to show your support, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, for every comment with 69, you could have a chance to video chat with me. Thanks for your time.